What's up, guys? Okay, so we're gonna do a quick weekly roundup of the panel shop. So last week's video, I showed you guys the triple threes that's been prepped up and worked on. We're gonna go through that now quickly. We're gonna go through the red car, we're gonna go through the black car, and we've even got the white car that's done. So I think let's start off quickly on the triple threes. So the guys are just tidying up the panel shop and just wiping up as we just basically for the week. So this is the bare metal triple three max. Throw me a lap here, please. Just a dry cloth, not dry cloth. This is the bare metal triple three that we've been. Okay. So my last video on this guy here, right, was basically showing you the metal work, and I think this guy was then parked in the detail center under the lighting. So DMX is just taking the chain out there quickly. Okay, so what we've done is now, after that stage there, we've basically come through and gone through with our check coat, which is the blue that you're seeing now on the metal, right? So we've come through it, and normally on this check coat here, I want to see if there's an example that I can show you. This check coat allows you to see for your high spots, your low spots, and so on. So I can see it here. I don't know if the camera is going to catch it here. This is a very slight low spot here and a low spot here. So when you're sanding down, obviously your low spot will still have the paint marking on it, right? Which is your guideline, your guide marking on it. So we've got a low spot here. And this is now fine tuning the metal before she gets the first stage of primer. Or sealant, actually. Not actually primer, it's sealant. So that's what we're busy with on this guy here. We've done this fender. We're actually going to carry on Monday, and we're going to finish up the rest of the vehicle. Then we're going to get to the bonnet, where there is a couple of fine dents there. But you can have a look at this fender here, for example. This is, if we had to file down and you had to see any blue spots, any blotches here, that would mean that there's a low spot, right? These are lines that we've got to get out. And we've still got to come and sand down and then clean off afterwards. So we've still got to get a rough finish onto it, and we've got to come through, I think maybe with a 150 grit or something like, yeah, I think with a 150 grit, get that out. But this process here is basically to see for any fine dents in it. So we still need to do boot lid, we still need to do the roof, the bonnet area. You can see, let me just bring the cloth here with it. Oh. Okay, my cloth got feet already. Okay, so we've actually got a section here where there's a lot of highs and lows. So we actually, this is going to take up quite a bit of time, but the fenders look good, the doors look good. That side there, same procedure. Then we've got the white triple three now. This is the one that was sprayed, and this car was basically ready for assembly. So we've gotten this car down to the metal again. We've gone through all the issues on the fenders, we've gone through issues on the doors, issues on the back, yeah. Right, so we've given her one coat of sealant, we've come down with the sealant, and now we've just basically touched up. What you can see is filler, but there's slight filler on it. It's basically just like a smear, if I can call it that. So we're still going to come down on this guy here. We're going to get this car ready for sealer, for its final coat of sealer. Then we're going to do a sand down on it, but we're going to do sealer now on the exterior, interior, do a sand down on it, and then we're going to start prepping up now for primer. So the doors and all of that, that's prepped up already. Then the next triple three, which is this one here. So this one was also sprayed before in the panel shop. We weren't happy with the paint on the car because there was like dust, a lot of dust spots on it. And instead of just flattening it down and repainting it, we've taken the whole car down. But the interior, that was the first initial process was done already. The undercarriage is done on the car. That's why we left it on its suspension. We've just taken the front struts off. So this guy has now been primed. It's gone through its stages of flattening down, and this guy is actually getting prepped up now for paint. So we're going to have this guy ready for paint, this guy ready for primer, that guy ready for its first stage of sealer in the early, say call it early next week. So by end of next week, we should have at least the 3 triple threes ready for paint. Let's move on quickly outside to the other cars. So like I told you, the guys are just tidying up now, finishing up the week. Okay, then the next car is the white IS that was supposed to be restored. So we're going through a lot on this car here. We've picked up a lot of body filler. Let's start off on the side here quickly. We know that the interiors, and I'm not even going there. So we found a lot of body filler on this side of the vehicle. We found a lot of body filler on the roof of the vehicle. So we've taken down to metal. You'll see all the areas here in the corners. There was a lot of paint on this vehicle. So we're still working on the roof. We just pushed it out for now for a bit, but we're still working on the roof. We're still trying to get these dents out. The biggest issue on this, on the roof side, is that you've got your cassette skin on the inside and you've got your sheet on the outside. So trying to work your dents out is extremely hard because you're unable to get a dolly and you're unable to get your hand basically into the roof. So we're trying to figure that out, and I'm trying to find a solution of getting those dents out because we're finding a lot of filler. There's actually a patch on the roof where I can see that they welded. The welding is not done bad. The patching is not done bad, but there is a sink in the roof. So we're trying to get that repaired as well. You can see I've got the blue marking on here. That's our guide coat as well, because we had a lot of filler on here. There was a lot of filler on this arch here, and you'll see that this arch is not shaping out the way it's supposed to. So we've actually got to come and work a lot on this side here. There's still dents in here that we've got to get through, and you can see the highs and low spots in here. Then we found a lot of pinhole dents everywhere that we've been trying to fill up and clean up in here. So we've still got to go through this section of the car. The back section here, we've still got to work through this area here now. This here, there was like a cut and joint, so it's not a whole section, it's just a portion that is cut and joint, and we've got to work through these dents here. We've got to get through the bonnet. The bootlet has been done. This side of the car, this side wasn't so bad. There's a couple of spots here and there. This is the area spot that we're working in, so we've got the plate welded in here. Then we've got to come and neaten out in here. We've got this section that's done, and then here's the area in the roof that we're battling with quite a bit. So we can see that a plate has been put in here. You can see there's a plate put in here, but the roof itself is sinking on this side here, and it was only this side here it was sinking. So we found thick body filler build up on here. So we're trying to figure out what to do here and still clean up in the sunroof area. Then we've got, okay, so we've got the shuttle line that's coming into paint next. We've got the Evo 2, the APV Evo 2 that's going to come into paint soon. And now this is the red car that we put up last week, the red shuttle line. So we've gotten this car back down to metal. We're not blasting the car, so we're taking the paint, the exterior down to metal. This car was painted in 2020, 2021. And they picked up issues on the cracking as per my previous video. So we found a lot of issues on the side of the car. A lot of body filler on this side here of the vehicle. So we've got to work through that, work through the dents. The roof wasn't too bad. There was filler, but not too bad. But basically down to metal. So now we know where the issues are. We're not thumb sucking where the issues are. We know where the issues are, and we're basically repairing from there. So we're not patching on top of an issue. We're going to the source of the issue, and we're trying to repair the source. Then we've got the black car. So this is the IS, the IS in inverted commas, that was bought via the auction. So we've gotten most of the car down to metal. We're still going to come through. We only started taking this car down yesterday, I think. We've gotten most of the car down to metal. I haven't even inspected this vehicle as yet because we just got it down now. You can have a look here. I don't know what is this. I don't know what is this. I don't know what is going on here. So I need to see what is going on here because the shape to the fender is wrong. Look, if you look at the gap here, you can see that the fender is actually pulled out this way here. So we've got to go through an inspection of this vehicle, but it's not as bad as I actually thought it would be. So we've still got to get the roof down to metal. I'm still going to come and strip off the beadings, strip off the side beadings, the mirrors, the windows, and all of that. But I've started, the crew started now on just on the wide areas, and that's where most of the work goes. So let's go through the car together quickly. I haven't inspected it. You can see here there is body filler, and you can see there is issues here, but it's compared to the other vehicles that we got in here, this car is actually not as bad as that. A lot of body filler over here. There's body filler, there's thick body filler pulled up onto here, so it looks like they shaped the fender with body filler quite a bit. You can feel layers here, so you can actually see. So this is the reason why we choose to go down to metal, right? And here's a clean example of it. You've got metal, you've got your first layer of primer, you've got paint. Then you can see there's another layer of primer here, you've got paint here. There's another layer of primer, and then you got paint. So there's 1, 2, 3 layers of paint on here. So if we had to just come down, flat the car down, and paint from there, it's just it's stupid. See, if you really think of it, it's horrific. Now imagine trying to put your beadings onto so many layers of paint. It's a headache to work with. So again, this car will go fully down to metal. I would like to get this finish on metal, pull the bearings off, get the frames down to metal, and so on like that. So we've still got to do the boot lid and the roof. This side of the car, same story as that. It's not bad, but there's thick paint, there's thick layers of it. There is body filler on it, but it's not so much the body filler I'm worried about on this car. This car's actually got a lot of paint on it, because if I run my hand down here, I can actually see there's not much body filler as such. Here there's filler here, but this is primer and paint layers, and it's actually thick. My hand actually lumps over here. So I'd like to get this whole section down, get the roof down, get the car all the way down. But again, really not a bad car. You can go onto the bonnet here and you can actually see the layers here again. So there's filler on this bonnet. This is body filler here. This layer is body filler. So yes, you can see this here was covered up. This bonnet looks straight. This whole layer here was body filler here. There's issues here. These are all low spots that you're seeing in here now. So by next week, what you'll see is we'll actually get all this here out, expose all the dents, and then we'll start metal working the car out properly, just so that we can get a proper finish on it. Then we're gonna go black on this car again. Oh yeah, there's one more issue I found on this car while we were taking the car off the jig. So there's actually a cut and join on this vehicle. So here's it here. So there's one full line running down here. I can't really see. Here's it coming over here, just on top of the chassis leg. So it looks like the shock tower has been replaced. But this car, I don't understand, because the shock tower is an APV. It's an APV car. It's a 318 shock tower. So I don't understand what was actually going on to here. And then if you have a look here quickly, in the tunnel or in the liner, there's a lot of welding here. There's a lot of issues. Yeah, so what we're going to do is we're not going to strip the whole car down, because the right hand side actually looks good. But we're going to come and strip out this guy here down to metal and see exactly what is going on. And then we're going to do the same thing on the engine bay and work that down to metal. So we'll do a full update on this vehicle, say by next week, because the drivetrain is on the jig. And I actually wanted to show you guys what we found on the drivetrain and so on like that with regards to the pushers and rubbers and that. We will do that. Yeah, let's call it by next week. Then we'll do a full check on this vehicle. We'll have this car down to the bone, and you guys can actually see what we're dealing with here. Again, guys, let me know. This is just the panel shop update. Let me know what you guys think. Like, subscribe, and share. Drop a comment. And yeah,